Today, we're going to talk about a company that has a massive amount of intellectual property, and it seems like they keep acquiring more. This stock is absolutely magical, and you'll know what I mean in a second, so stick around. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. I'm Richard Allen. In this video, we're going to talk about a magical company, and maybe you visited one of their parks. Maybe you have their streaming service. There's a good chance that you have some of their merchandise somewhere in your home, even if you don't have children. It is Disney, the Walt Disney Company. Massive company, massive amount of intellectual property. We're talking Marvel, Star Wars, everything Disney, Frozen. Even if you have little boys, they love Frozen. I love Frozen. I sing and I cry every time I watch that video, that movie. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. It's fine. But we're going to go over this article today. It says 3 reasons why DIS stock is magical to long-term investors. For many long-term investors, finding companies to fit a portfolio with an investing time horizon of a decade or two can be difficult. Investors want to know first and foremost that the given investment will be solvent down the road. Additionally, future earnings growth isn't guaranteed, never for a company. Said company ought to have a wide enough moat to provide for strong margins and protection from the long-term revenue and earnings erosion that competition can induce. Indeed, investing in companies with durable competitive advantages or moats is one way long-term investors insulate themselves from significant downside risk events. In this context, Disney could be one of the best opportunities for long-term investing. Guys, investing just isn't about finding the next YOLO stock to throw all your money into. A lot of investing is about preserving the money you have, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. A company like Disney, if you think about where Disney's going to be in 10, 20, 30 years, do you think they're going to be around? They survived the freaking pandemic and did it really well. So I think Disney's going to be around for a long time. That's why I want to talk to you about Disney in this video. All right, it says DIS stock, the proof is in the pudding. As a media and entertainment conglomerate, Disney's revenues and cash flows are reliant on the impressions its brands have on its customer base. Some of the strongest impressions are made in person via the company's theme parks, cruises, and hospitality divisions. However, as most investors know, the pandemic crippled these business segments for Disney. The company's revenue and earnings took a massive hit, and many short-term investors jumped ship, no pun intended, with DIS stock. Fast forward a little more than a year later, and DIS stock is once again well above pre-pandemic levels. There are a few key reasons for this. Let's dive into 3 key reasons why long-term investors will want to buy and hold DIS stock over the long haul. First, the quality of Disney brand is truly world-class. That goes without saying. Additionally, Disney's in-house IP, as well as the IP it has acquired, Star Wars, Fox recently, Marvel, massive acquisitions here for IP, is incredible. These brands will continue to awe and delight its customer base for decades to come. Amazing that it all started with a simple drawing of a mouse in 1923. We're 100 years from that, guys. Indeed, if the company's already been around nearly a century, what's a few more decades? Secondly, the post-pandemic reopening thesis is very bullish for Disney. Just as the company's revenues were pummeled at the hands of the pandemic, so too will revenues recover, investors hope, more abruptly upon return to normal. A significant amount of pent-up demand is set to be unleashed on the market, and Disney stands to benefit in this regard. In fact, the company is already seeing massive demand for its theme parks, which have reopened. CEO Bob Chapek expects theme park demand to increase in the low double digits for the foreseeable future. Indeed, there are indications this trend could continue for some time. Investors bullish on Disney's medium-term earnings potential will certainly like this story. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, Disney has been able to weather the pandemic so well as a direct result of its Disney Plus launch. Indeed, the fact that the company's foray into streaming almost coincided exactly with the onset of the pandemic could indicate the magical wonder of the Disney brand. Streaming has become an integral part of Disney's business model, and the company is intent on investing billions of dollars in building out its portfolio of content. Going back to the strength of the company's core portfolio of IP and brands, that shouldn't be as difficult as other players look to get into the space. Let's see what analysts are saying about Disney stock going forward, and in the short term, in the 12-month period, I think you should probably hold it longer. Just my opinion. This is a dividend stock as well. They pay 88 cents per share quarterly, so pretty decent dividend for this stock. This comes in with a strong buy rating based on 19 analyst ratings, with an average upside of almost 20% over the next 12 months for Disney stock. Now, we have ratings anywhere from $163 on the low end, which has a little bit of downside, to $230 on the high end. So, guys, let me know if Disney is part of your portfolio. I would love to hear from you down in the comments. And if it isn't, are you considering adding it to your portfolio? Let me know. Guys, as always, I would love to hear from you. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.